There are moments in life when the world seems to move in a frenzy, and you find yourself standing alone in a silence so deep that even the echoes of past conversations seem distant. I invite you to journey with me into the heart of solitude, a place where true strength is born and the seeds of transformation are sown. In a world that constantly shouts for your attention, I stand here to remind you that the greatest power you can ever possess lies within you. It is not granted by the approval of others or by the fleeting applause of society. Instead, it is forged in the crucible of isolation, in the quiet moments when you are left with nothing but your thought. In this moment, I ask you to set aside any preconceptions about loneliness as a curse or a burden. Instead, see solitude as a unique opportunity, a sacred space where you can rebuild yourself from the inside out. Life will sometimes isolate you. Friends may fade away. The noise of society may dim, and you might feel abandoned by those you once relied upon. Yet, I tell you, do not fear this isolation. Embrace it, for it is in this very solitude that your inner warrior is awakened. Every challenge, every moment of quiet reflection is a chance to strip away the unnecessary layers that obscure your true potential. I stand before you as living proof that isolation can be a powerful teacher. When I was young, I realized that the battles I fought in the ring, in my training and in my heart, were never about defeating an opponent. They were about defeating the doubts within myself. That journey led me to discover that to rebuild oneself, to truly become unstoppable, one must first learn to stand alone. And so today I share with you the secret that transformed my life. True strength comes from within. It is in those moments of deep, unbroken solitude that you begin to see the person you truly are. I have often been asked about my training, my discipline, and the secret behind my strength. Many assume that my physical prowess was the result of countless hours in the gym, or the mastery of martial arts form. Yet the essence of my strength was not honed in the presence of others, but in the quiet solitude where I confronted myself. Solitude is not an empty void or a weakness. It is the purest form of self-exploration. It is here that you discover the intricate workings of your mind, the depths of your emotions, and the hidden reservoirs of power that reside within you. Imagine solitude as a silent mentor, a teacher that does not speak in words, but communicates through the stillness of your heart. In that silence, every thought, every doubt, and every aspiration becomes visible. It is there that you learn to see your strengths and your weaknesses. With perfect clarity, you begin to understand that every challenge you face, every obstacle that seems insurmountable, is an invitation to grow. In solitude, you are stripped of the distractions of the external world. There is no chatter, no opinions to influence you, no judgments to fear. There is only you, and in that clarity, you can forge an unbreakable spirit. My philosophy has always been to be like water, fluid, adaptable, and unyielding in its quiet strength. Water does not confront obstacles head-on. It flows around them, it adapts, and in time it carves its way through even the hardest stone. This is the essence of mastering oneself in solitude. When you learn to be like water, you understand that the external forces of life are not meant to break you, but to help you evolve. Solitude teaches you resilience. It teaches you that when you stand alone, you become the master of your own destiny, free to create, to rebuild, and to become more than you ever thought possible. In the journey of self-reconstruction, there is one indispensable truth. You must stop seeking validation from the outside world. Too many of us are ensnared in the pursuit of approval, measuring our worth by the fleeting praise of others. But I tell you, true power is not found in the accolades of the crowd. It is discovered in the quiet moments when you look into the mirror and trust the strength of your own spirit. Self-reliance is the cornerstone of a resilient, unstoppable soul. When you depend on others for your sense of worth, you allow the opinions and expectations of society to dictate your path. Instead, cultivate an unwavering belief in your own capability. The moment you start trusting yourself is the moment you begin to build an internal fortress, a foundation so strong that no external force can shake it. In solitude, when you are free from the need for external validation, you realize that the power to rebuild, to transform, lies entirely within you. It is not a path for the faint-hearted. The journey towards self-reliance is fraught with moments of doubt, setbacks, and trials that test the very core of your being. But every time you overcome these challenges alone, you add another brick to the fortress of your inner strength. You begin to understand that indifference is not a destination but a continuous process, a commitment to evolving and growing with each passing day. I have learned that the true warrior does not seek the easy way out. The true warrior stands alone, even in the darkest moments, and finds that within solitude lies the spark of unlimited potential. To rebuild yourself, you must first be willing to break down the walls of your former self. Every individual is weighed down by past failures, limiting beliefs, and old habits that no longer serve a higher purpose. These are the remnants of a version of you that clung to comfort, to mediocrity, and to the familiar, even if it meant sacrificing growth. In the silence of solitude, you are forced to confront these outdated aspects of yourself. I urge you to see these limitations as opportunities to create something new. Imagine your old self as a structure built on fragile foundations. To construct something magnificent, you must dismantle that structure and start anew with stronger, more resilient material. This is not an act of self-destruction, but a necessary phase of transformation. Let go of the beliefs that have held you back, the habits that have stifled your potential, and the fears that have paralyzed your progress. Understand that every day offers a fresh chance to evolve, to reinvent, and to rise above the constraints of your past. My own journey was marked by the willingness to leave behind the familiar and venture into the unknown. I did not become the man you see today by clinging to what was comfortable. Instead, I challenged my limitations. I questioned every aspect of my being, and I embraced the discomfort of change. In solitude, you have the rare opportunity to face your true self without distraction. It is in this face-to-face encounter that you can kill the version of you that is tethered to mediocrity and make room for the new, more powerful self that is waiting to be born. Remember, transformation is a process, not an instantaneous miracle. Every step you take towards shedding the old and embracing the new builds the foundation for a stronger, more resilient you. The courage to let go of what is familiar is the first step in the journey of rebirth. Only by breaking down the barriers of your past can you pave the way for a future where your true potential is unleashed. Solitude is the arena in which the mind and body are honed to perfection. It is here, away from the distractions of the external world, that you can train your mind to be as fluid and adaptable as water. Mental discipline is not achieved through the cacophony of busy streets or the endless chatter of social media. It is born in the silence of introspection, where you can listen to the unspoken truths of your inner being. Visualize your mind as a still lake, clear and untroubled, where every ripple is a thought, every current a feeling. In this state of calm, you gain the clarity to see obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as challenges that can be navigated with ease. Like water, your mind must learn to flow, to adapt to the contours of life, and to overcome any obstacle that stands in its way. This mastery of your thoughts is the first step toward achieving the kind of inner peace that makes you truly unbreakable. Yet mental discipline is not the sole domain of solitude. Physical conditioning is equally essential in the journey of self-reconstruction. My training in martial arts taught me that the body and mind are intimately connected. A strong body nurtures a resilient mind, and a disciplined mind fuels physical prowess. In moments of solitude, when you engage in rigorous physical training, you are not merely sculpting your muscles. You are reinforcing the very essence of your being. Every kick, every punch, every movement is a testament to your commitment to self-improvement. Emotional conditioning, too, plays a vital role. Life will test you with moments of pain, sorrow, and disappointment. But it is in these moments that the lessons of solitude become most profound. When you are alone with your emotions, you learn not to suppress them, but to understand and harness them. You discover that emotional strength is not about the absence of vulnerability, but the courage to face it head on. In solitude, you have the space to process your feelings, to learn from them, and to transform them into fuel for your journey. I have learned through my own battles, both physical and emotional, that the mastery of self is the key to unlocking your potential. Whether in the quiet of early morning training sessions or the reflective silence of a solitary walk, you have the power to rebuild your mind and body from the ground up. Embrace these moments as opportunities to cultivate resilience, flexibility, and the unwavering determination that defines a true warrior. In the process of rebuilding yourself alone, nothing is more transformative than the habits you cultivate every day. Your daily routines are the building blocks of your new identity. Each action, no matter how small, contributes to the edifice of your character. Establishing disciplined, intentional habits is not about forcing yourself into a rigid schedule. It is about creating a structure that nurtures growth and supports your journey towards self-mastery. I believe that the secret to long-lasting transformation lies in consistency. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the tide, but structured habits, those that are ingrained in the very fabric of your day, offer a stable foundation that cannot be easily shaken. When you commit to rising early, when you dedicate time to focused training, when you set aside moments for study and meditation, you are not just filling your day with activity, you are building a fortress of strength and discipline. Think of your habits as the bricks that construct the temple of your future self. Each disciplined act, no matter how ordinary it may seem, contributes to a grand design of self-improvement. It is not the occasional burst of effort that defines a warrior. It is the relentless daily commitment to excellence. In solitude, you have the chance to forge these habits without the interference of external distractions. Here, in the quiet moments of deliberate action, you create a blueprint for a life lived with purpose and determination. I have often said that discipline is not a gift. It is a habit. The habits you build are the very essence of your transformation. They dictate the course of your days and ultimately the destiny of your life. By choosing structure over the ephemeral spark of motivation, you ensure that every day moves you closer to the realization of your true potential. In this way, each routine, each small act of discipline becomes a step on the path to becoming unstoppable. For too long, many of us have allowed the opinions of others to dictate our sense of self. We measure our worth by the applause of the crowd and let the judgments of strangers define our value. But I have come to understand that the moment you begin to rely on external validation, you relinquish the control of your own destiny. True power, true freedom comes from within, from the unwavering confidence in your own judgment and the clarity of your inner vision. I urge you to reject the need for validation. Understand that the quest for approval is a trap, a snare that weakens your spirit and stifles your growth. When you constantly seek the affirmation of others, you become a slave to their opinions, and in doing so you lose the essence of who you truly are. The legacy I leave behind is not built on the praise I received, but on the relentless pursuit of my own truth, even when it defied convention. Stand alone and move forward with unwavering resolve. Cultivate the inner confidence that comes from knowing that you are enough, that you possess the strength, the wisdom, and the ability to forge your own path. In solitude, when you are free from the noise of external judgment, you hear your true inner voice. It is this voice, unfiltered and honest, that guides you toward your authentic self. Embracing your authentic path means letting go of the need to please others. It means understanding that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. The journey of self-reliance demands that you build your identity on your own terms. Do not allow the fleeting whispers of society to dictate your choices. Instead, anchor your decisions in the clarity of your own vision. When you learn to trust yourself completely, you become impervious to the criticisms and expectations of the world. I have always believed that a true warrior does not seek the comfort of the crowd. Instead, he stands firm in his convictions, forging ahead with a clarity of purpose that defies the need for external validation. This is the way to be unstoppable. A life where your actions, not the opinions of others, define your worth. In the quiet solitude of self-reliance, You find that the power to rebuild yourself lies solely in your own hands. As I stand here reflecting on the journey that has brought me to this point, I am reminded that every great transformation begins in solitude. The secret to rebuilding yourself, to becoming truly unstoppable, is to embrace the isolation that life sometimes presents, and to use it as a crucible for growth. Remember, true power is not granted by external forces. It is forged within, in the quiet moments when you stand alone with your thoughts, your dreams, and your aspirations. I urge you to see every moment of solitude as an opportunity to grow stronger, to refine your character, and to rebuild yourself into the person you were always meant to be. Do not fear being alone, for in that solitude lies the spark of your inner warrior. Embrace the silence, the challenges, and the opportunities it brings. Let it be the foundation upon which you build an unshakable, self-reliant spirit. In my life, I learned that the journey of self-mastery is not marked by the absence of struggle, but by the courage to face it head-on. I discovered that to become truly powerful, I had to be willing to break down the old versions of myself, those rooted in fear, in limiting beliefs, in habits that no longer served me. In their place, I built a new self, one forged in discipline, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Today, I call upon you to take that same journey. Look deep within, find the strength that lies dormant, and allow solitude to be your guide. The world may be loud and distracting, but within the quiet of your own company, you will uncover a clarity that is unmatched by any external influence. It is in this space that you can truly master your mind, your body, and your spirit. My message to you is simple. Rebuild yourself alone. Trust in your own power. Recognize that the most profound changes come not from the validation of others, but from the deep, unyielding belief in yourself. In solitude, you are free to become the best version of who you are meant to be. A warrior, a seeker, a force of nature, unstoppable in your quest for self-mastery. As you leave this moment and continue your journey, carry with you the knowledge that every challenge, every moment of isolation is an opportunity to build a stronger, more resilient self. Embrace the solitude, harness its lessons, and transform your life one deliberate, purposeful action at a time. The road to greatness is not paved with the comfort of constant company. It is forged in the quiet, relentless moments when you decide to stand on your own. Let the silence be your mentor, the solitude your strength, and the transformation of your spirit the legacy you leave behind. Remember, you have within you the power to become unbreakable, to rise above every setback, and to rebuild yourself into a being of profound strength and resilience. The journey of self-mastery is yours alone. Embrace it, live it, and let it guide you to the extraordinary life that awaits. This is not merely a call to action. It is an invitation to live a life of purpose, discipline, and unyielding self-reliance. The path to greatness is yours to choose. Embrace the solitude, reclaim your inner power, and let your transformation shine as a beacon of hope and strength for all who seek to rebuild themselves from within. Go forth and create the life you envision. Stand alone if you must, for in that solitude you will discover the greatest gift of all, the power to rebuild, to transform, and to become truly unstoppable. As you close your eyes tonight, let the silence fill you with peace, and let that peace ignite the spark of transformation within your heart. Remember, every moment of solitude is a step toward the extraordinary life you are destined to live. Embrace it, rebuild yourself, and rise, alone, yet never isolated in the power of your own spirit.